Hi there and welcome back to the Nerd Lair. Today's video is all about Superman. I bought some Superman Funko Pops, which should tell you whether or not I liked the movie or not. But I'm going to review the movie and kind of show the Pops all in one little video here. So I will start first with showing off the Funko, and then if you're not interested in what I think about the movie or don't want to hear any spoilers, then just, move on to another video. But first things first here, I will start with the Funkos I got from GameStop. I got the Soups Funko. There he is. And I really like how he's on the stand. I loved David Corenswet's adaptation of Superman. I thought he was phenomenal, but this is one of my favorite characters in the movie, and I'm not even like a big dog person, but I loved Krypto. I thought Krypto was a phenomenal character, really fun, and something to look forward to. Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. I will admit, I did not know that much about this Green Lantern character before this year, but I looked into him. He was really well done by Nathan Fillion in the movie, and really enjoyed that. We've got Metamorpho with Baby Joey, and I gotta admit, Baby Joey is the reason I bought the Funko, but this character surprised me, because in all of the marketing for this movie, I thought that I was really not going to care for this guy, and I ended up really, really enjoying the character, the way they portrayed him. Excuse me. And then lastly, the character who stole the show for me, and this is a bit of a spoiler, so before I show this, if you don't want to know, then stop the video right here, because from here on out, I'll be talking spoilers when it comes to Superman, but it was Mr. Terrific. I looked at this character prior to the movie, and I thought, man, that is just not, it's just kind of a character that was my wife and I saw in like the Arrow once, and why is he in there and not other heroes? No, this guy is going to be very popular. He got the Guardians of the Galaxy treatment from James Gunn for sure, and so this is my favorite pop of the 5. So Funkos aside, and I haven't bought Funkos in a hot minute, and that should tell you, I've been selling a lot of Funkos, so that should tell you how much I like the movie. So, Superman. Is this movie a 10 out of 10? No. Is this movie the greatest superhero movie to ever happen? If it didn't have the repercussions of what could come from it, I would say no. Is it an important movie? Yes. So, as you're watching this, you just know that there's something special that's going to happen from here on out with the DC Universe. And that's really, really, really exciting for me, because for years, a good friend of mine and I have FaceTimed and sat and talked about the DC Universe and how do you fix it. And this is exactly what DC fans have wanted for, I'd say, 10 years. We've been waiting for somebody to just have a vision, start over, make it a narrative that makes sense, respect us as comic fans, because this is where I was starting to get really upset with comic book movies, was we are pandering to a bunch of people where they are assuming that these people need to have these movies super inclusive and pandered to them, dumbed down. And I just don't feel like that's the case. The most successful comic book movies don't do those things. I love diversity in these movies. I don't think it needs to be like, here it is. There's the diversity. I think you naturally do the diversity and people will love it. I think Superman does a really good job with those things I just mentioned. They treat you like you know what you're doing. You've been around the block with Superman. Even my wife, who has not seen Superman, really any movies outside of Man of Steel, and she didn't really remember the movie, she could follow along. She was getting it. The story was doing its job, even though it plops you in 3 years into Superman existing, it plops you in there, and it's still a movie you can understand and follow along with. It respects your intelligence, and I love that. Even if I was a kid, I'd love that. Okay? And the diversity, there's characters of all sorts of gender and ethnicity, and you don't even care. You don't even, and you care, but you don't care. It's not like it's the forefront thing, and I get it. The lead of the movie is a white guy, Superman is always going to be played like that. But the side characters are phenomenal. I just held up an African American guy, stole the show. And it wasn't necessarily something that had to be the focal point, but you can see it. There's diversity in the movie. It's a great way to do it. It's just a great way to do it. I don't mean to be divisive with that take, but I just really enjoyed, before I say anything about the movie, how it did that, how it did all those elements perfectly. All right, movie-wise, the actors are great. It does still have that, like, super popular movie polish that gives it, like, a fakey vibe, and I still didn't care. It doesn't feel, to me, quite as real as some of the Marvel projects. And the reason I say that is because Lauren and I have been watching through all the MCU movies. You can check out any of my reviews here on my channel. And they just have a feeling that this maybe could happen in my universe for some of the movies. The Snyder Cut was too real to me. Fantastic movie, by the way, but it was too real. This movie does a decent job being right in between. I don't want to harp on it too much because I love that this is going a more comic route. I've been asking for that forever with DC. Please go the comic route with these things. It doesn't have to be the most realistic thing. It doesn't have to be the most silly thing. I kind of like this middle ground that Superman is in. I loved Lois Lane. I thought she was borderline perfect. She reminded me of the Lois Lane from the TV show when I was a kid. Guy Gardner was a really heavy surprise. Based on the trailers for the movie, I thought he was going to be almost insufferable. And every time he was on screen, I was laughing. I was enjoying his presence. I thought Hawkgirl was phenomenal. I could watch her in other movies. She was great. I really loved Mr. Terrific. Every scene he's in, and there is a moment, again, spoilers, there is a moment where he's fighting and you are just sucked into the action. He's so captivating. This podcast I listened to hearkened to Yondu, and I can't unsee that now. It's definitely like the Yondu scene in James Gunn. But James Gunn has a knack for filming those scenes. He's good at it. He keeps you invested in these like quick little fight scenes. That's his bread and butter to me. And so, phenomenal. Crypto is hilarious. The robots in the Fortress of Solitude, hilarious. Superman is caring, funny, relatable, everything we were hoping that he would be, he was, to me. I think I was really bummed to hear Henry Cavill not be Superman, but I'm fine with this guy. I think he's good. I still really like Henry Cavill's portrayal of Superman. I would have been really happy if he was in this movie, but I like David Corenswet a lot, too. So it was really, really a fun movie. The movie was just a good time. I was smiling a lot of the time when I was watching it. I was invested the entire time. Lex Luthor was great. He was great. I don't know, but I'm going to say perfect. To me, Lex Luthor is a little bit more menacing. This Lex Luthor was direct. He was articulate. He was smart. And he just was a little smaller in stature, and I think, he still was very good. It will be, but if this is the Lex we get, I am very happy. He's a 9.2 out of 10 Lex to me. And same thing with the Superman. He's like a 9.2, 9.3 out of 10 Superman for me. Whereas I would say Henry Cavill was maybe a 9.7 Superman for me. I just really, really liked him. I did. I thought he was great. He looked like Superman, but I like him in all of his projects. So, yeah, overall, I just felt that they did a great job with the characters and the people, and even the side characters are entertaining and fun. So, watching through, I thought the story was great. I liked the kaiju battle. I liked the way that Lex had his grip on him, and it really showed you that Superman is not invincible, and I love that. I mean, for 3/4 of the movie, he's getting beat down by what we find out to eventually be a clone of himself, and I thought that was genius. How is Lex going to beat him? Well, he's going to do it these ways. He's going to use his brain, he's going to study, he's going to clone, and then he's going to predict everything Superman's going to do and then take him out. And I thought that was a really fun storyline. So, overall, I give this movie, this is the number that's been swirling in my head, somewhere in the 8.5 range for a movie. I think it's a great start. Similar to how I feel about Iron Man. Iron Man's great. It's a good start. But I give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. Is it the most amazing superhero to me? No, not for me. I think that the DCEU can get there, but I don't think it's there yet. I don't think it's going to beat Marvel yet, and it shouldn't. This is the first movie. We've had 40 projects, 50 projects in the MCU. It's not going to be there yet. But I really enjoyed it. I really think that if you're on the fence about watching it, you should get out and go support this movie. I think it needs to make a lot of money to show we want a lot of this. We do. I saw an interview with James Gunn this morning. He said, we don't have superhero movie fatigue. We have mediocre movie fatigue. And I agree. Because watching Superman, I was dialed in. I was so excited. I thought it was phenomenal. So go watch Superman. I think it's really good. And tell me what you think about it in the comments section. Well, all right. As always, may the good Lord bless you and have a good one.